If you knew me in high school, something that a while ago I thought I had to hide. What self-confidence for me means, and it took me a long time to break out of that bubble. The love of others around you, that's just a bonus. And now one of the biggest things about self-confidence for me is, all right, it's been a day. We're letting the hair down. We're testing out the new bar stools, and we're gonna have a chat. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megs, and this is another episode of Chats with Megs, really informal series where we just sit down, we have a chit chat, and that's really all there is to it. Nothing formal, nothing crazy informative, just a little chit chat. A big thing that I'm sure you all have noticed on YouTube and that I've really learned in myself is that my self-confidence has changed a lot over the last 2 years. I feel like I've become very much a more confident person, someone that is happier in their skin, and someone who's just, you know, kind of taken what life has thrown at them and tried to rock it as best as they can. And so I really wanted to have this Chats with Megs to talk about things that helped me get there, because if you knew me in high school, that was not me. I was that quiet, shy girl. And nothing was wrong with being that quiet, shy girl, but I know that confidence is something that, like myself, a lot of other people struggle with, and so I hope that today's video does help you feel a little bit more confident in yourself. Self-confidence is definitely a topic that has a lot to unpack. It's not a topic that's really easy to talk about, and there's no rule book as to how you can become more confident. There are steps you can take, but for everyone, it's very unique. Everyone's different. Everyone's take on life, everyone's experiences in life, everyone's views and everything, they're all so different that me telling you doesn't necessarily help, because my situation isn't the same as yours. But I will provide little tips of what helped me, and maybe there's a little things that you can either implement or modify and add them to your little routine. What self-confidence for me means, it's really about being happy with yourself. Not in a sense of like, oh, I think I'm great and I think what I'm doing is great and I'm amazing and so I'm confident. It's more in the sense of like, I am happy with who I am, but I accept the fact that I'm growing. I accept the fact that I'm learning. I accept the fact that I'm evolving. And so in that, I will be confident, but I will also accept that I will make mistakes, accept that I don't know anything, accept that I will be open. But you know what? I am who I am, and this is just my story. I think this sentence, I am who I am, it's so beautiful because we're all very unique. We're all very different. But learning that that is a good thing and that is like the best possible thing, I think is so beautiful, and that's where self-confidence really stems from. Learning that you are different and embracing that. I'm a weird person, ask Alex. I'm a weird person, and I embrace that, and that's something that a while ago I thought I had to hide. I thought I had to be, you know, that good girl and that like A+ student and the quiet, shy girl who just did what she was told and kept her head down. But at the end of the day, that wasn't who I really was on the inside. That wasn't who I really wanted to be. And so it was when I came out of that shell, which was actually in high school, that I realized that the real Megs is really a more confident and outgoing person. It was really weird. I was like sitting in, like, I think it was a science class in like grade, I want to say like 10 or 11. And it just kind of hit me like what is this? Isn't serving me. Like being quiet, being shy, caring so much about what others think and fitting in, and you know, high school and fitting into high school. I was like, what are you doing, girl? So that's kind of when I began my process of trying to become more confident in myself. And trust me, it's awkward, it's hard. Pushing yourself out of your own comfort zone, out of your own bubble, telling yourself to do that, it's hard, but it was definitely a process. And then obviously that kind of went into overdrive when I was diagnosed with cancer. I think losing my hair played obviously a huge role in that. I had to kind of build that extra level of confidence and of accepting myself and of kind of embracing who I am as a person and sharing my side and my story of it. As I said, confidence to me is really about kind of being happy with who you are and learning that self-love and self-care, which is why I really like to push for loving yourself, taking care of yourself, learning about yourself, because the more you learn about yourself, the more you do that deep dive thinking, the more you do that exploring, is really when you learn to love yourself and the little things about you and appreciate the little quirky things. And honestly, the weirder you are, the better. Like being more unique and being different than everybody else, it's the best possible thing, in my opinion anyway. I also think that confidence is something that starts from an early age, and it definitely starts with the way you grew up, the way that you were parented. If you were somebody who was always told as a young kid to voice your opinion, to express yourself, to talk, to have a voice at the table, to be confident in who you were, and that it was great that you were different, and that it was great that you had passions, and that it was great that you had hobbies, you naturally do grow up to become more confident. And now I can't speak for everybody, but if you were somebody who was always told to be the good kid, to be quiet, to not raise your voice and not, say what was on your mind, and to just sit still and be quiet and listen to what others were telling you to do, you naturally become quieter as a person and more shy. And it's almost like expressing yourself is like a negative thing. And it took me a long time to break out of that bubble. I was a very shy kid. I was very shy in school, and breaking out of that bubble and kind of just stepping out of the norms and stepping out of that like safety zone, it took me time, and it was a long process. Obviously, I'm not the most confident person in the world, but I think definitely being more confident just has allowed me to live more like me and live more like I want to live. I do think that confidence and shyness do go hand in hand. If you're shy, less likely that you're confident, and if you're less shy, most likely that you're confident. But then again, that's obviously a generalization. You can be very loud and vocal and not care what others think, but you're not very confident in yourself. And so I think that they are hand in hand, but they're not like exclusively hand in hand. But for me, it was hand in hand. It was that I was shy, and because I was shy and quiet, I wasn't really confident in who I was and in the information that I was giving and in the advice that I was providing and the way that I was sharing things that I believed in. And so it was eventually kind of when I started slowly breaking out of that bubble that I was able to really kind of talk about the things that made me passionate and that I was confident in. Being confident doesn't necessarily mean that you're like a show off to the world. Doesn't mean you have to show off your entire life to social media. It doesn't mean you have to go and shout at the rooftops and whatnot. You can be quiet and be to yourself, but you can also be confident in yourself. And you can be the opposite. You can shout on the rooftops and post everything on social media, but you're not a confident person. Now, we all know that not caring about what other people think is a really big aspect of that self-confidence and of being confident in yourself. But not caring about what other people think is a really hard thing to learn, and something that I'm still working on. I don't care about what a lot of people think, but there are obviously some people that care about what they think. And for me, it's really just about kind of like realizing that this is my life and this is my story, and I'm gonna live it the way that I want to. And as long as I'm, not hurting anyone or not doing anything bad, I don't think that it's a bad thing that I express myself, or that I speak about, or I do things that maybe fall out of the norms of society, or fall out of like the little perfect safety bubble that, society has created. And I think that that's something that was really freeing for me when I realized that not everyone's gonna like you. Someone's always gonna have something to say. And not everyone's gonna like you all the time. There are people that are gonna like you one day, not like you the next, and eventually they'll come around and like you again. And that's totally okay. And that's normal. I think when you learn that it's okay to not have everyone's approval, it's okay to not have everyone's love, is when you really develop that form of confidence. It's mostly about having your own love and having your own acceptance. I think that's really the key element here of really loving yourself. As long as you know that you're happy and that you love yourself, the love of others around you, that's just a bonus. And now, one of the biggest things about self-confidence for me is you have to be your number one fan. You have to be proud of yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to be your number one cheerleader, your number one fan, your number one advocate, because that's how you become confident in yourself. If you think that you've got this, you've got this. Be your own cheerleader. Don't prioritize the voices of others around you. Prioritize your own voice. Prioritize thinking positively to yourself, thinking affirmations to yourself, saying that you've got this, saying that you're good, that you're gonna get the job you want, saying that you're gonna achieve your goals. Because once you say that, once you do that, once you advocate for yourself and you're proud of yourself, it's almost like you want to make yourself proud, and you will become more confident in doing that. And confidence also has so many layers to it. Confidence is not solely physical appearance. Confidence is not solely like in the way that you speak in front of crowds. Confidence has so many different layers. And like I said earlier on in this video, you don't have to show that you're confident by posting on social media, by flexing in front of the mirror all the time, or by like speaking really loudly wherever you are. You can be super confident in yourself and be quiet and be reserved. but still be confident in yourself. And there are different aspects to confidence, right? There is physical appearance confidence, there is like opinion and like passionate confidence, there is just like confidence in who you are as a person, in your choices in life, and there's different aspects to confidence as well. So that's also something that you kind of have to work with, because just because you may be confident in your appearance, you may not be confident in your knowledge or in another aspect of your life. And so I think that there are definitely a lot of layers to learning how to be self-confident, but it's a lot of work. It is, and I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. It is. And again, like I said, if you knew me in high school, much less confident back then than I am now, but that's okay. Life gave me experiences, life gave me knowledge, life gave me growth, and I am who I am today. And we are always learning, we're always growing, we're always evolving. And with that comes a lot of growth in life. And so that is all for my little self-confidence chat today. I felt very compelled to make this. And like, that's really why I wanted to make this series, when I feel like I really just want to talk and rant, and I feel like I should have a podcast. I feel like that would be good. But just being able to just sit down and film a video and talk to you guys about how I'm feeling, talk to my friends, my family here on YouTube, how I feel. It's honestly that's why I wanted to make the Chats with Meg series. So that way when you watch Chats with Meg's video, you know it's mostly just me sitting with no plan, just kind of talking to you about a topic. And really that's the beauty of it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hoped you liked it. It's probably a little more disorganized than the rest of my videos, but you know what? This is another side of me, so yeah. I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, night, morning, whatever you are doing, and know yourself, know your body, and until next time.